What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Leave It to the Judges MMA show. I'm joined by X and Nick. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're just going to review the really hot, controversial topics and fights on this UFC Noche card. I think we all know what we're going to spend majority of the time talking about. But before we get to the Grasso Shevchenko fight, let's just start with what do you guys want to start with? The Rosas Jr. fight?
Yeah, Rosas for sure.
I mean, he looked like a man out there. He didn't look like a boy anymore. He looked like a man out there. That's all I got to say.
I will say, I have it on good authority that Terrence Mitchell, a bit of a can. Uh, I believe he padded his record largely on the Alaskan MMA scene, which it's pretty
The
notorious.
Alaskan Airways.
No, for real, which is pretty notorious for kind of padding people's records a little bit because you
Okay.
see 14-3, I believe he was, and it's
Mhm.
oh wait, this guy has some experience, but it's who is he fighting for real, you know? Um, yeah, I feel like Alaska's a pretty decent bubble, so it makes sense why it will be decently easy to pad your record over there. I would probably imagine you don't probably have comps coming from all over the place to go fight in Alaska. You know what I mean? But shout out to Rosas Jr. He did it with the striking this time. He did get clipped. He kind of just went in there Cody Garbrandt style and just started winging punches and just he got clipped a couple of times, but nothing too significant. Nothing too significant. So, I mean, it worked out tonight, but I really didn't think that this showed me very much in terms of his striking development per se. It was still just a blitz, feel good moment for him. Which I mean, maybe he just needs something to up his confidence at this point after how disappointing his last outing was. But overall, good win by him. Not too much to say. I mean, you know, it didn't prove that he improved his stand up that much to me personally.
Do you have any thoughts on the Rosas Jr. fight before we move on?
Yeah, I mean it's good for him, get a early first round knockout against Mr. Alaska. Shout out Alaska though.
Not Alaska though.
Shout
Still
out Alaska.
best. Fuck
I,
it.
yeah, but overall, I mean looked good. I guess, he got the knockout quick. So not much else you can ask for. I'm
Right.
surprised he got the knockout.
Me too. I
I
did
thought
not see that coming, to be
I
fair.
thought I thought if it was a knockout it'd be like ground and pound, but yeah.
All right, let's move on to the co-main event: Holland versus JDM. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This fight kind of disappointed me. Split decision to JDM. I thought Holland won the fight, but it was razor close. It wasn't a robbery or anything. I just thought Holland didn't show he didn't live up to his true potential. I feel like he had a lot more in the tank. I don't know. What do you guys think of the fight?
You can go first, Nick.
I I thought it was a close fight. I enjoyed the fight. I thought it was one of the better ones, I think, of the night in terms of skills. Kevin, I thought Madalena won the fight. It was pretty close, but I feel like throughout the fight, he would always have those 3-4 combos, just at the right times, and he was working the body real well as well. So. I think he just won the fight off that. Kevin Holland, he was doing good with the shoulder defense, the shoulder rolls, but at the end of the day, he kind of, he needs to keep his hands up, I feel. Sometimes he just has them down too low.
Yeah.
So that's all I was saying.
Um, I for the most part agree with you, Clark. I also thought that Madalena won barely. It was really razor close. What you're correct. I feel like in what won Madalena the fight to me personally was just the fact that a lot of the times Kevin Holland would put his guard up and rotate his shoulders and shit. And Madalena, when he would get inside and Holland would just be defending like that, might just rip off a 4-punch combo, 4 or 5 punch combo. Maybe 2 would land to the body, 2 thudding shots. The other 2 are kind of slips, but it looks bad to the judges. I thought that Holland did pretty good with his kicks, fighting at distance. When he was active, I feel like he was touching Madalena decently, but I feel like he might have got a little behind on the strikes just slightly, in terms of output. With a little more output and a little more staying at range, or maybe like even trading a little bit when Madalena was in the pocket a little bit, like he probably could have caught his chin a little bit, but yeah, I mean Madalena barely etched it out to me. Good fight on both. I mean they both fought their fight, I would say. Holland just didn't utilize his grappling as much as he probably should have, or like you know maybe the clinch, maybe for once you're a size bully in there at 170. He's pretty large and long for the weight class, so I mean maybe rough him up a little bit. I don't know, but crisp boxing from Madalena. So I mean I feel like he barely etched it out. A split sounds about right to me.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's just no one really impressed me in the fight. Let's move on to the main event, guys. Before we
Wait,
like
can I
break
add on
down
to that? Can I add
what's
on
up?
real quick to that fight?
Which fight?
Just the Holland fight. Just one more thing. I feel like Kevin Holland was doing very well on the outside, and whenever they got close, that's when he struggled. I
Definitely, yeah.
honestly feel like I don't feel like he was pressing him a lot. It was mainly Madalena that was backing him up. If he was backing Madalena up the whole time, like more pressure, I think he would have had a way better fight, in my opinion.
No,
Just
for sure.
but I mean, he's a counter striker. I get it.
All right.
That's it.
Before we break down the X's and O's and all the judging and all that, I want all of us to say how we scored the fight. I'll start. I thought Valentina won the fight. I thought she won rounds 1, 3, and 4.
That's how I had it as well. And arguably round two, except for the fact that like
Nah.
no, she don't. No, hold on. Let me finish, Clark. Fuck you. Let me finish. I think that she won more of the round, but Grasso had the biggest moment, which like obviously won of the round. Like it was the what, like a straight right that like sat Valentina down. I believe it was a straight right, but yeah, like that was a huge, massive shot, put her in trouble. But then Shevchenko was able to get a takedown, I believe, and like not dominate, but like win the rest of the round. She obviously loses that round, but I feel like the rounds that Grasso won was way more based on like one big moment that was the most significant moment of that round.
100%, dude.
I feel like all the downtime in the rounds, like the pity patty part of the rounds, like Shevchenko was winning. Not like blowing her out, but winning, I feel like decently handily. But yeah, I mean, you get up there in age. The chin, Valentina's been through some wars, man. She gets that chin cracked. Like it was a big moment, but I feel like in the moments where it was skill for skill, Shevchenko had her pretty much.
How do you
Yeah,
score the fight, Clark?
I overall thought Shevchenko won. Very close though, I can't lie. Pretty easy to judge though. First round Shevchenko, third round Shevchenko through controlled time, top pressure punches. Grasso with the knockdown. I believe though she like stayed on top for like 2 minutes, no? Like wasn't she getting sub attempts off her back?
Which
Like
round?
she had her didn't Grasso have her in a body triangle? Like didn't they go to the ground?
And what round?
I thought when she got the knockdown, like I thought she got her down and then she tried some rear naked choke attempts.
You might be right. I don't really remember, to be
I thought
honest.
that was round 5. No,
Yeah, that might like yeah.
round 5 that happened.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, well round two I guess is closer, but yeah, the knockdown wins that. Grasso I would also say won the 5th. And Shevchenko was on her way to winning the 5th, though.
Exactly.
Disappointed in Shevchenko.
That's why it's not a 10-8 though, because like she was jabbing her face off for like 3 minutes of the round, and then just like went for an ill-advised takedown.
Mm-hmm.
Which we talked about this off the pod that night. You didn't agree with the takedown attempt decision. I kind of did, just because like she had already won the fight in her mind for the most part. If she could secure a takedown, she had won that round. Most of the times that she attempted a takedown, she was able to get it in the fight. I understand the logic of like, oh, and like when they were standing on the feet, like that's when she was in her most danger in the fight. In terms of like that round 2 round 2 punch. So I understand the thought of going for the takedown. It was just another one of those fuck ups like in the first fight that like Grasso capitalized on, very opportunistic. And she almost finished the fight, but she didn't. And because she didn't, and because she was losing that round for like several minutes to that point, you cannot score that fight a 10-8. And what was it, Mike Bell or something like that?
Yeah.
Mike Bell needs to be fucking reprimanded. Like these judges need they need repercussions for their actions. They need to be held accountable. This is bullshit. And
It's terrible.
I mean, at like what? She's almost 35, Shevchenko. She's not gonna have too many more of these opportunities. So I just feel like she really got fucked over here, and like, I mean, props to Grasso. She fought a great fight. It was close. It wasn't like a blowout either way, but a 10-8 is crazy. Like that's bullshit.
Yeah, a 10-8 for any round in that fight is ridiculous. Even the round with the knockdown, guys. A 10-8 in boxing if you get a knockdown. In MMA, it's basically like if you're dominating the whole time, or you get really close to finishing the fight like multiple times. I didn't really see that. It was ridiculous. The fight was great though. If you gave it to Grasso, like I'm not upset at you. And to your point, X, like Valentina, it really sucks for her because that last like minute cost her. The division's getting nothing but better. Like we're actually seeing some pretty good names. Like maybe this top 10. It's not even bad at all. Like I feel like a year or two ago, this division was kind of a joke. So I guess it's good. We're gonna see some fresh blood in there, but yeah, this sucks for Valentina, man.
Did she get the 3rd fight though?
I don't think she will.
That's kind of crazy to not give it to her, bro.
Yeah, I'm
so
not.
both of you, if you're the UFC, you would definitely give her the trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I just don't understand how you go.
Because Ed, like, how many times did she just defend her belt?
I get what you're saying, bro. But if you look online,
and then lose, but then draw, but she should have won because of a 10-8. And Dana White knows that.
Hey, you know what? I think if you look at the Max Holloway Alexander Volkanovski trilogy, I feel like that's where you can get like the course of action for this. And once you had Max Holloway lose that first fight to Volk, but he won. Like Dana thought he won the second fight, so we gave him a third.
He did win, by the way.
Which I mean, he did, in my personal opinion. But that's a discussion for another day. My point is, like, when Dana thinks that like a fighter was robbed, he will kind of try to rectify it, and so because of that fight, like that whole situation, I think Dana can look at that fight and probably think that like Shevchenko won that fight. I haven't really like looked into like what his reactions to that decision was, but like I think that the UFC brass is pretty like I think that Shevchenko pretty clearly won that fight. I think that a 10-8 is pretty bullshit.
It's embarrassing. Let's just call it what it is. It's terrible.
I don't really see Dana fucking over like a long-standing champion of his, by not giving her a rematch.
Well, especially when they draw, like you just have to, bro. It's the same thing as Figgy and Moreno, like rinse and repeat.
I guess. Just like the reception online, I see a lot of people saying that like they're just no to a rematch.
I mean, I'm cool with Blanchfield getting the title, honestly. Let's get Blanchfield in there.
That'd be a great fight.
a stacked like top 6 there.
Yeah. All right, guys. To wrap this video up, how do we predict a third fight would go?
Mm.
Who we
Okay.
taking? How does it go down?
Okay, so
That's
look,
what that
this is where things get a little controversial, right? So, you guys remember the Triple G Canelo Alvarez series?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like I fuck with Shevchenko, but like I'm feeling like we might be due for a similar scenario in terms of I thought that Triple G won the first fight.
Easily.
Them.
Right? I thought he won the first fight, but by the time the other fight came along, he was a little older. Canelo was a little, the younger, fresher fighter, and I think Canelo won pretty. Like I don't want to call it like a blowout, but he won pretty handily.
Are you talking about the second or third one?
It was close. It was the
I'm
second.
saying the third one, the third one.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
the third one he
third
blew.
one, yeah.
No. I'm saying, but like this is a situation where like they keep fighting, and you know, I
Yeah,
feel like Shevchenko's just not getting any younger, man. So that's why it's kind of brutal for me, just to think about her chances to win the trilogy, uh, win the third fight. I mean, I thought she won this fight very clearly, but I just mean age is not on her side. I mean, you know what I mean? Time is not on her side here.
I mean, if you guys think about it, if she doesn't get dropped, she wins that fight pretty easily.
Right?
So I do get what you're saying, but it's just it's very
Like,
hard to tell.
would I predict, like, where would my money go on Shevchenko again? But, like, I think she is the better fighter. But I'm just saying, like, we have to be cautious to, like, not take the result of the potential third fight to be like the end all be all. The way people are like, well, yeah, Canelo Alvarez clearly was better than Triple G, when, like, I don't think that was necessarily at the time of the first fight the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Triple
Clark, who you got in the
Would Triple G
fight?
beat this Canelo though?
Yes.
Right now or in his prime? That's the thing.
No, in his prime right now.
What do you
What's in his prime like a year ago?
Oh,
2
he means Triple G in his prime versus
Oh,
now
Triple
Canelo.
G, yeah.
I'm saying Triple G in his prime, like
No, yeah. Triple G in
that
his
was a
prime.
monster.
Versus Canelo in his prime. Who
I'm
wins?
taking Triple G, bro. Triple G beat Canelo in his prime.
He was a fucking
Bro,
destroyer.
Canelo was not in his prime yet, bro.
I think he was. And also they waited so long till
Not
Triple
in
G
his
got
prime
old.
yet. No, that's true. But I'm just saying he wasn't in his prime yet, bro. Do you see what he's doing now? Like you thought he was in his prime at that time?
I don't know, bro. Canelo's kind of been looking
You
not
saw
mid, but like
you saw what happened. And that wasn't that much longer after.
what? The third Triple G fight?
The second one.
The second one was Razor. The second one should have been a draw.
It was a close fight, but Canelo, I thought, won.
The second one was closer than the fucking first, I thought.
Fight edge, I thought Canelo won.
The third fight, Canelo definitely won, but like I thought
Triple G was just old. Nothing.
Yeah, he's old as shit.
There's nothing he could do. Like I felt bad for him, honestly.
Triple G might have the best fighting chin of all time. It's up there, my best chin of all time.
It's up there.
the man was
guys.
fucking. I said the man was the Terminator for like most of his career.
He's the boogeyman.
I swear.
All right, though, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this recap. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, how you guys scored the fight, how you think the next fight is going to go. We got some new stuff coming out on the channel. We'll catch you later.
Peace.
Peace.